My name is Alex Becker alongside Miles Dunklin. Got a two-man booth going on this afternoon as we are about ready for kickoff. Slated for 4 p.m. We had some lightning, some rain in the forecast, so delayed about half an hour, and we are just about ready for football. Wildcats in the all-purple today. They'll be receiving the opening kickoff. Cherry Creek set to kick it deep as we have a matchup between two 3-0 teams. Cherry Creek, the number one ranked team in the state. They've won the last 4 5A state titles, and the upstart Arvada West Wildcats off to a hot start. Sophomore heavy class. They'll have upset on their minds here this afternoon. So Miles, you ready for some football here from the NAC?
Should be a lot of fun this afternoon, Alex. The number 1 team in the state of Colorado against the number 14 team in the state of Colorado. And one of the cool storylines here, of course, Dave Logan, legendary head coach over there for Cherry Creek, used to coach at Arvada West. Not only did he coach there, he won a state championship there. And one of his star players, the best receiver he told me that he had there at Arvada West, was Brad Pyatt, the coach on this near sideline. So a lot of familiarity between these two teams as both of these sides trying to schedule a team they know is going to challenge them early in the season.
All right, so here we go. First possession of the game for the Wildcats. Sophomore quarterback Logan Duacek will get things going. A 2-back set, 3 receivers out there for the Wildcats. A lot of playmakers on this Wildcat offense. 2 main running backs that they will use as the first carry of the game. Right side there to Jaden Green, number 1.
Yeah, you got to look at a little strength on strength there with that front 7 of Cherry Creek has been historically good over the years there. And this running game of Arvada West, incredibly potent. Adrian Somalia, already a 3-star recruit, a number of Division I offers for him. Jaden Green, all he's done is run for at least 100 yards in his first 3 games, including 200 last week.
Wow. 2nd down and 8 for Arvada West. Jaden Green in the game right now to start over Somalia. Somalia actually split out wide to the left, and Green gets the call again on 2nd down, and he is stacked up. No gain on the play.
Certainly in talking to both of these coaches, Brad Pyatt, so familiar with Dave Logan on the other side, told me this would be the only week this year that he doesn't get advice from his mentor over there on the other side. But he had a feeling that Dave Logan was going to try to stop the run and make this young quarterback, Logan Duhacek, beat him with his arm.
So here's Duhacek out of the shotgun. Bruins show blitz here on 3rd and long. Petridis there coming through the A-gap. Angelo Petridis, a 3-star himself there for Cherry Creek.
Well, double A-gap blitz shown here by the Bruins. See if they back out of it or if they bring those 2 guys in the middle.
So Duhacek checks the wristband, barking out signals. There's the 3rd down play on the slant. He has a man wide open. It's Garcia. Aiden Garcia all the way up to the 48-yard line. They convert and then some on 3rd and 8 on the quick slant.
Well, when you talk about Arvada West, you have to start with this sophomore class. They are so talented, Alex, up and down the roster. That's one of them right there in Garcia, playing some pitch and catch with another sophomore in Duhacek, and that was a great start to get this young quarterback some confidence early.
Absolutely, as they go no huddle, up tempo. 2-back set here. Somalia offset to the left. Jaden Green offset to the right. 3 receivers out there. Garcia just made the big 3rd down catch. He's split out wide to the left. It's Adrian Somalia, and he'll lose a couple as Petridis and others fly into the backfield.
One of the interesting things about this running back duo, Brad Pyatt's been telling me, I've never had 2 guys that are really 1A and 1B where I can go 4 in a row with Jaden and 4 in a row with Adrian. And they're 2 different style of players as well. Jaden Green, more of a slasher, a little bit more of a home run hitter. Adrian Somalia, he's a grinder. This guy's going to get every yard that's blocked for him and more. Already a 3-star recruit with offers from schools like Bowling Green. And he's been a touchdown machine so far, 6 scores in 3 games.
So 2-headed monster there in the backfield, both in the game right now. It'll be Somalia on 2nd down. And once again, the Cherry Creek defensive front getting there quickly and stopping Somalia for no gain on the play.
It's amazing, Alex, considering the amount of talent that this Cherry Creek team lost in their front 7 1 year ago. One of the best overall units, maybe the single best unit in Colorado high school football last year, that they are already this good again. This Cherry Creek team does not rebuild. They reload.
They reload. They sure do. Under 9 minutes now in the first quarter. 3rd down and 11 for the Cats. Duhacek once again out of the gun. He's got 3 receivers left, single man right, and Jaden Green, the running back. Bruins show blitz. Now they back off. Jaden Green gets the give on 3rd and long, and he'll gain a couple as they enter Cherry Creek territory, but Arvada West will have to punt here on 4th down.
You know, right there in the middle of that defense, Angelo Petridis, just a stud in the middle of that front 7 for Cherry Creek. He's been the man now for a number of years in that group. Offers from a number of Pac-12 schools. He'll have his pick as to where he gets to play college football. But, boy, is he tough to navigate around. Only played in 1 game so far this season, but ultra-productive middle linebacker.
Oh, they might run a rugby-style kick here, and the left-footed punter, Noah Maurer, gets one away. It'll bounce at the 25, take a couple hops before it's picked up by Cortland Johnson Jr. And Johnson Jr. with some daylight across midfield as he is ushered out of bounds almost to the Arvada West 45-yard line.
You just cannot slow up against this Cherry Creek team. They are liable to score on every play, and they've scored in a variety of different ways this season, scoring on special teams, defense, and, of course, on offense. So they're deadly in every every facet of the game. And right there, a great play by Johnson Jr. setting them up in plus territory.
So the Bruins, our first look at their offense, they've scored 111 points in the first 3 games combined, put up 35 against Ralston Valley, 42 against Legacy, and then 34 last Friday against the Chatfield Chargers. So on 1st down, it'll be Jordan Herron, the star running back. And he weaves through some traffic, gains about 5.
Interesting commentary from Brad Pyatt earlier this week. He told me that, look, Dave Logan is not in a rush to blow you out. He slow plays the game. He's going to be like that boxer early in the match that's trying to make sure he feels you out, doesn't take a big counterattack, knowing that he's got the talent as it goes along to be able to throw those big punches. So see if Arvada West can keep it close here early.
I like that approach. Death by paper cuts as Herron gets the call again on 2nd down. He'll be near that 1st down marker. Herron with 251 rushing yards and 4 rushing touchdowns in the first 3 games. 2 of the 3 games he's gone over 100 yards.
Boy, this Creek offensive line always impressive. You got to look at Max. That's Max Parrott at right tackle, 3-star committed to Purdue. A former defensive lineman switched to the other side of the ball. Hayden Treader headed to USC. A.J. Burton to Iowa State. They've had a great pipeline with that program. Ned Zelinkas in there. He's got some great bloodline in that family as well. Some real talent on that offensive line.
Yeah, you said it right there. A number of D1 commits along that offensive line as they'll throw the screen to Herron. Herron with some room to run. He's got the 1st down as he walks out of bounds inside the 25-yard line.
You know, certainly some other players to watch on this offensive unit. Jordan Herod, the senior, not the kind of size they've had at the running back position, but a ton of speed there. The sophomore Jaden Cox will give him a blow every now and then at running back. But I really like their tight end. Dawson Johnson's been incredibly productive so far this season. He's their leading receiver with 8 catches. And, of course, we haven't even talked about Brady Vodka, this sophomore quarterback. And anytime you're starting as a sophomore at Creek, you're probably pretty good.
Vodka throws the screen there, caught on 1st down, and tackled immediately. Maybe a gain of 1 on the play. That was Tyson Mauk, the senior wide receiver, number 18.
And Jaden Nichols coming up and making the play. Stop me if you've heard this before. That's another sophomore for Arvada West in on the stop there, number 6. They've got a bunch of young players on that defense. A couple guys to look for. Jackson Pyatt, 3-star recruit. Tegan Shantz, incredibly productive middle linebacker, 23 tackles so far this year. And the steady veteran up front, Vincent Vigil.
6:05 to go in the first quarter. Jordan Herron, big hole for him. Herron taking on tacklers. He's inside the 15-yard line. Herron all the way up to the 11 on the draw play.
Atticus Tillman with the stop that time. And his dad, a longtime coach in college football, as well as a stint with the Buffalo Bills, I believe currently right now at Georgia Tech, coaching the secondary there for the Yellow Jackets. So Tillman's got football in his blood, that's for sure. Made the stop there, number 0. And once again, that's a sophomore for the Wildcats.
It's a recurring theme, man, this Arvada West class. We'll get more into it as the game goes along, but a lot of promise for these underclassmen. All right, 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line of Arvada West. Jordan Herron between the tackles for a couple.
And, hey, that was another sophomore in there, Kevin Sanchez, a guy that started some as a freshman last year. He is incredibly frisky on that defensive line, number 11. Obviously, some big weapons in there for them. You got Giovanni Panazzo, the big 6'6", 245-pound redhead in there. He's committed to play for the Wyoming Cowboys. That front seven is the real deal. Chase Godfrey in there, but a lot of talent. Chris Rosner-Stevens as well, number 11. That is exactly what you want them to look like at outside linebacker.
A lot of size on that defensive front. Once again, Jordan Heron, that's a great tackle. Big-time tackle there made by Cameron Meyer, the senior.
Meyer in
Wrapping
there
up
on the stop. Of course, this great sophomore class, but you need those seniors leading the way. And Meyer, that time with a big play. Look, yards are going to be attained today by Cherry Creek, but if you're Arvada West and you can make them kick field goals, you can get stops inside the 20, and you can limit the points at the end of the day. That's what it's going to be about for the guys in purple.
All right, big third down coming up here for the Bruins. Vodka works out of the gun. He'll fake the handoff to Heron. Russ spinning out to his right. He's got a man. Touchdown, Bruins. And they convert on third down.
And that's the tight end, Dawson Johnson, number 19, class of 2024 product. And that's, I just mentioned Chris Rosner-Stevens is the way you want him to look in the uniform. Hey, that's kind of what they're supposed to look like at tight end right there as well. Really good athlete, able to uncover. And how about Vodika, the sophomore, poised on that drive, faced with a third down there in the red zone. Everything's condensed and still made that look pretty easy finding his tight end.
On for the PAT there for the Bruins is number 49, the place kicker Thomas Gogolin. And he kicks it right through. So the Bruins score on their opening drive. They take a 7-0 lead. Love the play design on that third down. Play action, and then Vodka's kind of spun out of it, found his man wide open in the end zone. Nice route as well.
Yeah, I think that's a nice way when you got a sophomore signal caller. Like I said, the field is cut in half there down in the red zone, but you can also cut it in half by rolling him right. Now he's got one half of the field to look at. But really, the credit belongs to Dawson Johnson, wide open that time, able to sit down, make the catch. And look, this is what Cherry Creek does. They're already up 7-0.
Yeah, they're such a potent offense. Man, they can beat you in so many ways. They, run the football behind those big offensive linemen, and obviously Vodka, who didn't really throw the ball too often on that drive, caps it off with a touchdown pass. And for him, that is number 4 on the season. So kickoff goes through the back of the end zone. Wildcats will begin their second drive from the 20. 4 minutes and 13 seconds left in the quarter number 1 here at the NAC.
So I mentioned strength on strength with that defensive line, those linebackers for Creek, that running game for Arvada West that's been so good. And both Somalia and Green have gone over 100 yards in each of their first 3 games. So you're talking about 200 yards plus from your running backs. But it's really important that Logan Duhacek take the top off of this defense, hits a deep one, look maybe for Noah Muir or Aiden Garcia on the outside. They're going to press him and challenge this young signal caller.
Yeah, he's Garcia, speaking of, matched up against Damian McKeever on the outside as they get the inside handoff for a couple yards. Coach there Pyatt, with Jaden Green.
Coach Pyatt telling me that in his offense, taking deep balls, really important facet of their game. And if they're going to open things up, soften it up, make it possible for these guys to run the football, they're going to need to send a message on the outside with some kind of deep ball. Even if you don't hit it, Alex Becker, you got to try it.
Yes. Yeah, let them know we are capable of throwing the deep shot down the field. So 2nd and 8 from the right hash. Duhacek will throw the screen. Ball's caught there. Somalia, and he is hit immediately. Big-time tackle there by Jalen Fisher for the Bruins.
Yeah, what a play there. I love the idea of getting Somalia out in space. Look, you can't give both of those running backs the ball every time. They're your 2 best weapons. How can you get number 12 and number 1 the ball out in space? But that time, Cherry Creek all over it. Alex, this team is so well coached. You talk to their players over the course of the years, they tell you this is run like a collegiate program. They know what to do, when to do it, and that starts early in the summertime. Now they're just getting those reps as the season goes along.
They are very advanced, and the proof is in the pudding. Last 4 5A state championships. There was Adrian Samala on third down, and he's hit from both sides. He got sandwiched at the 29-yard line, so the Wildcats will go 3 and out. Another good defensive stand by the Cherry Creek Bruins.
Yeah, number 80 in there. That's Keegan Perea, 6'3", 245-pounder. They've got some good ones on the defensive line. Got to look at big number 64, T.I. Umukais, 6'3", 300 pounds. Sophomore, that's just a puppy, Alex.
3 bill.
But he is a large human being.
Yeah, he is a load right in the middle of that interior line. So Johnson with the big return on his first punt return. Catches that one at the 45. And a slipped on the surface. Still going. 35-30. Johnson, the 25. Cortland Johnson, the 10-5. Touchdown, Cherry Creek. The punt return all the way to the house. Cortland Johnson Jr.
Wow. Great job there by Creek. Both times the ball has been in the hands of number 5. He has been dangerous out there. And, you know, what I noticed right there for Arvada West, this can be a real positive, or right there it turned into a negative. They've got one of their best athletes back there at punter in Cooper Greason. And Greason rushed down the field. He was the second man on the scene, almost had Johnson bottled up, but that was your safety outlet on the back end that was racing down there, so unable to bring him down, and then nobody on that back line, and Johnson able to house it.
Quite the balance on that punt return from Cortland Johnson. Thought he might be tackled early, slipped on that wet surface, but kept going and took it all the way 55 yards, to the end zone. So Cherry Creek, special teams, offense, defense, they're getting it done in all 3 phases here in the first quarter. 2:08 remaining, and the Bruins up 14. As you know, typically when they play these Colorado schools, it's not that close. It's always double digits. Chatfield last week had a 3-0 lead on them in the first quarter, and you blink and it was 27-3 Cherry Creek at halftime. So they can strike quickly, beat you in a number of different ways, and as you mentioned a couple minutes ago, as well coached as any team in the state. A ton of experience on that coaching staff. It's a big staff as well, and it all starts obviously with Dave Logan, who's kind of an icon here in Colorado high school sports.
Yeah, I would say so, and he's done so many different things to add to that resume over the years.
Yeah, I think if you spend any good amount of time in Colorado, you've probably heard that name. He was drafted in all 3 sports back in his day. The voice of the Denver Broncos since the 1990s, also called the Colorado Buffaloes in the early 90s. So he's been on the broadcasting side, and terrific high school football coach as well, and his trophy case is pretty large. All those state championships at Arvada West, Mullen, and now Cherry Creek.
Yeah, and in rare air across the country in terms of winning at multiple schools like he's won. And look, Cherry Creek, I think, is just a buzzsaw at this point. You look at the resources they have there, the talent pool, all of the above. Perfect spot for Dave Logan to have set up there, and he's just done a phenomenal job with the Bruins. And, you know, another thing from talking to Coach Logan this week, he has an impact across the sport in terms of his tutelage of other coaches, and certainly look right here in Jeffco for guys like Jared Yanacito and Brad Pyatt, but he really feels like it's his duty and the duty of the older guys in the sport. We need more young men that want to coach high school football. The impact that those coaches have on the young people in our community is incredibly important, and Coach Logan takes that job very seriously.
Yeah, great mentor for so many of these younger and up-and-coming high school coaches. Not a better guy to learn from. Adrian Somali off the right side on first down. Try to get the edge. Picks up about 3 before he is brought down at the 23-yard line. I
want to mention a couple other guys on that offensive line. Braden Zach, Caleb Haar, Jaden Somalia. So you got 2 sophomores there at center and right guard. Bryce Miller, 280-pounder at left guard, and Gio Panazzo, of course, the big fella at left tackle.
Here is the second down play, and Cherry Creek may have been in the neutral zone. Flags fly. Offensive linemen for Arvada West point to the other side of the line.
You know, I just mentioned this name, but Gio Panazzo, he might have as much upside as anybody on this football field today. You look at that left tackle, 6'6", 245. Alex, he's got a lot of room to grow into that frame. He could easily be 300 pounds and turn into a real road grader up there in Cheyenne.
Now, projectable frame, I like that. Kind of got the wristband out there for a left tackle. He means business with his hand in the dirt. Second down, Somalia brought down from behind. I don't know if he got the first down. Picked up about 1. Should make it a 3rd and inches for Arvada West.
Boy, Ashton Shepardson, the junior, had that timed up perfectly, was in the lap of Somalia. Look at the depth they have. Exodus Johnson.
What a
Boy,
name.
go ahead and pencil that in on the all-name team. 6'4", 270. Not even one of the starters for Creek in there, number 99.
Petridis again creeping up towards the line. He'll back off. Once again, 3rd and inches for the Cats. Hoping to convert and get help out their defense. Man, they've been on the field quite a bit. So on 3rd down, they'll run right between the tackles. It'll be a first down for Adrian Somalia. They pick it up. A nice sign, and I'm sure they'll push the pace again here after picking up that first.
I neglected to mention Joseph Weisner. He's in there on the offensive line right now. Number 66, the senior.
So spread look here for the Wildcats. 4 receivers. Do a check calling out signals.
This sophomore quarterback can play, Alex. He's a guy with a lot of upside as well. You look at his body type and what he could grow into athletically.
Tight end playing quarterback out there. Yeah, big-time athlete. Do a check. 5 seconds left in the quarter. He's looking long. Throws across the middle. Ball is incomplete, but getting there early was Konepke. And that should be a pass interference. Looking for a Hatch over the middle.
Declan Hatch is another guy they are excited about. They've got some raw athletes over there at Arvada West, and number 23 is a great example of that, a guy that moved in.
So Konapke does get there early. It's a PI on Cherry Creek, and that'll be an automatic first down for Arvada West.
Not the best time to introduce you to those guys, but boy, Eli Martinez, number 1, and Aiden Konapke, number 0, they are very good safeties. You're going to feel their presence.
Absolutely.
When you're playing the Bruins.
Yeah, they are pressing these receivers, getting hands on them at the line of scrimmage, being pretty physical here. So 1st and 10 for the Wildcats from their own 48-yard line. 4 receiver look once again. Somalia in at tailback. Short drop for Duacek. He'll look long on the near sideline. Garcia's there, and it's picked off. Intercepted on the play by Keon Johnston, the senior.
So the coaching staff is just feet away from me here for Cherry Creek, and they're pounding the glass over there. They're pounding the table. They are excited about this football team with good reason. That does it for the first quarter here at the NAC, and it was all Cherry Creek, already leading this one 14-0, and got the turnover there from their star senior corner.
So Bruins ball. When we get back, we'll take a short break on the Neighborhood Sports Network. Alex Becker and Miles Duncan with you. We'll be back after this break. All right, welcome back, everyone. We are live here at the North Area Athletic Complex. Cherry Creek taking on Arvada West in a non-conference matchup. Rainy Thursday afternoon, but after the 30-minute delay, we have football. Pretty good crowd as well, sticking it out through the weather. It's one of the better matchups this whole weekend for high school football. 2 of the better teams in 5A. Alex Becker, Miles Dunklin with you on the call. So after the interception, how about that coverage, first of all, by Keon Johnston?
Yeah, great
Played
job.
that perfectly.
Great job. You knew Arvada West had to take their shots in this one.
So here's Vodka, the sophomore from the shotgun. 5-step drop, steps up in the pocket, flag comes out. He's got a man down the field, caught at the 35 and brought down from behind. Big gainer there for Maxwell Lovett. As there is some laundry, it'll be a hold against Cherry Creek, so this one is coming back. But that was a dime from Vodka down the field for his receiver, Max Lovett, the sophomore.
You know, it's remarkable when you watch Creek here that they replaced a Division I receiver last year. They just reload at every single position.
Offense, number 68, 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat first down.
So they'll get Soren Schinofield for the hold. That was some sophomore-on-sophomore action there. The Max Lovett, the receiver, going against Jaden Nichols, the sophomore DB. Number 6 versus number 6 as well. So first and long here after the holding call. Vodka once again back to throw. And here's the pressure brought down from behind. A sack for the Wildcats. Vincent Vigil wrapping up from behind. Vodka goes down for a loss.
And Vinny Vigil is one of those guys in this Arvada West program that everybody else looks at as an established, bona fide star. He's done it in this league year after year, was an impact player 2 years ago as a freshman, totally on the scene, arrived last year as a sophomore, and now a known commodity as a junior. And this guy's got all kinds of different athletic potential. 2 years ago, Alex Becker, he played quarterback in a playoff game for Arvada West as a freshman. Okay, so a variety of skill sets for Vinny, and he's a great leader for this team as well.
Yeah, playing DN right now with his hand in the dirt. They'll run Jordan Heron off the left side. Heron with the burst of speed across the 30. Heron along the near sideline. Another flag comes out behind the play, but
it looked like a hold over here on the near side. I think they're going to get Johnson, who just had a little bit too much of the outside of the shoulder pad. Back judge able to spot it that time. And look, if you're Cherry Creek, this is kind of the only thing you cannot do is hurt yourself with penalties. Let Arvada West get into those 3rd and long situations and bail them out.
Second big play they've had wiped out on this drive. And actually, you know what? I'm going to get Jaden Nichols for a 15-yard face mask call. So not what we anticipated there. Jaden Nichols was as surprised as we were. He put his hands up right away when they made the call. Like, face mask on me, really?
So my apologies there to Dawson and company. Certainly the Arvada West faithful beneath us, they thought that was a hold as well. Hey, I want everybody at home to watch number 3, Jackson Pyatt, for this Arvada West defense. He is as good as an athlete as we have in the entire Colorado high school football game right now. Doesn't have a lot of responsibilities on this defense. They want him running around and making plays.
I like that kind of center field. Here he comes, showing pressure. There's the screen play to Tyson Mock, and Mock trying to turn the corner. He's getting upfield. He's got himself. Should be a first down. Not sure where they'll mark him at, and they will move the chain. So Mock on the screen, turning it upfield quickly, and man, he picked up those yards in a hurry to the 31-yard line.
It was Pyatt down the field defending there, eventually able to get him on the ground for West.
So 10:42 clock stops and a new set of downs for the Bruins on the Cats' 31-yard line. An impressive start for the season for the Wildcats, though. They are looking strong, and toughest test, obviously, of the whole season tonight against Cherry Creek. Kind of a measuring stick game, if you will.
Bruins take a timeout here. And look, I think if you're Brad Pyatt, this can be a really positive thing. And let's get a look there at Coach Pyatt down there on the 40-yard line, purple jacket, white hat, if we can. Coach Pyatt. And I want to talk one more time about his boy here in Jackson Pyatt. How about this? He just turned 15, okay? So he is a young sophomore. And Jackson already squatting 500 pounds, already bench pressing 400 pounds. And this is a young man that only weighs about 190, and last year was playing up as a freshman at about 175. And Coach Pyatt tells me that the new weight room there at Arvada West paying huge dividends. They had problems over the years having the time to get everybody in, to get their work in. No longer a problem with the new facilities. Great job by Gordon Volk, the athletic director over there, and the entire community setting them up for success. But they have a lot of young men that are addicted to the weight room, as Coach Pyatt tells me that his son Jackson is. And it shows with the athletic ability that young man possesses. Number 3 right there in the middle of the defense.
That's a coach's dream. These kids that want to work, that want to get stronger, and sounds like with Jackson Pyatt, that is not an issue at all. He is built like a truck. So here's the first down play. Vodka immediately to his left. He'll throw a quick screen to Lovett, and Lovett looking for open space. He's across the 20. Couple guys converging on the tackle, including Cameron Meyer. Short pass there. Nice play design by Cherry Creek, and they'll move the chains again.
And look, you got to be impressed with Vodika so far. Been poised, been accurate, done everything you can ask him to do, through a nice deep ball on the one that was called back. And like I said earlier, when you're starting for Cherry Creek, this is big boy football here. This is not just a regular high school football program. It is as serious as it gets in this entire west part of the country here at Cherry Creek. And when you're starting as a sophomore, that means you're probably pretty talented.
Absolutely. As Vodka will spin off of it. Same play they scored on the touchdown, and this time it goes incomplete, out of the reach of the outstretched arms of Dawson Johnson, the touchdown scorer. That was the same exact play they ran for the touchdown.
This is an important drive here for this West defense. If they're able to hold to either a field goal attempt or hopefully getting a stop, if you're a West fan, that would really help keep you in the ball game, help keep that running game in the game. They can't fall too far behind. They're not meant to pass playing from behind.
from the 17-yard line, 2nd and 10. Vodka throws. It's caught by Lovett. Lovett's got the 5. Lovett for the end zone, and he waltzes in for a Cherry Creek touchdown. And the Bruins strike for the 3rd time in the first half. This time it is Max Lovett for 6.
Yeah, and Lovett had the big play earlier that was called back, and he's showing off a lot of skills. You know, what's exciting if you are a Cherry Creek fan, this is a young team. This is not the veteran kind of team they've had the last few years. And as well, Coach Logan, he wants to play a lot of different guys early in the season. And what you're seeing right now is this young offense growing up. This is a really good football team they're playing in Arvada West, top 15 team in Colorado. And so far they're making it look easy.
They are just so sound all around. As the extra point is good. Flag comes out for running into the kicker. Hitting the deck there was Thomas Gogline, place kicker for Cherry Creek. Booted it right through, but spilled at the end, and that's where the flag came out.
And there was a flag down at the line of scrimmage right as the ball was snapped as well. Could be offsides here on the Wildcats. You can see Jackson Pyatt out there. He thinks, hey, they might make us play another rep here.
Before the snap, encroachment, defense. Half the distance to the goal. We'll redo the try from the 1.5.
All right, so we will redo the try here from the 1.5. It is offsides on the Wildcats. Looks like Cherry Creek will change their mind. They might go for 2 here. The special teams unit still on the field, so it looks like they will just go for the 1 after the offsides call. And 9:58 left before halftime. Bruins have been solid. Two touchdowns on offense, a punt return for a touchdown by Cortland Johnson Jr. Gogline out there for the point after.
Dominating defense as well, Alex. Complimentary football all the way around. Here's the good news if you're an Arvada West fan, and I know we talked about this a little bit throughout this broadcast, but this is a very young team. And in my personal opinion, I read this in the Denver Post as well this morning, they're probably a year ahead of schedule already right now as it is, Alex Becker, meaning that this is a team that I think a lot of people looked at after last year as, okay, 2023 is going to be a rebuilding year for Arvada West, but here they are. They've stormed onto the scene, 3-0. Look like they're going to be a real threat in Jeff Coe, and this team still has a lot to do, a lot of good things to do here in 2023. But as you look forward the next couple of years, this might be a sleeping giant. So already ahead of schedule, doing a lot of good things here, even though they're down 21-0.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like the whole time, so many sophomore contributors we've talked about, offense and defense. Somalia on the kick return, and he'll get to about the 24 before he is gang tackled there. So Wildcats hoping for a different outcome on this drive. Haven't been able to run the football at all yet against that stout defensive front for the Bruins.
And these running backs have been so good this year. You look at Somalia, 414 yards, 3 100-yard games, averaging 7.7 yards a carry. Jaden Green, 450 yards. He's got 3 100-yard games. He's averaging 9.2 yards a carry. And as you fall behind, that running game becomes a little bit of a less of a commodity. Want to score on this drive. Keep it close.
Do a check from the gun. Here's Jaden Green on first down. Green bounces it outside and tries to get the edge before he is tackled by Konepke as well as Ashton Shepardson combining for that stop. So the game I did against Boulder, week 2, that 41-7 win, you were calling that thrilling Colorado School of Mines game that night. But Somalia and Jaden Green, terrific that night. They were running all over that Boulder defense. So it's night and day today and that week 2 matchup.
And we're going to talk in just a moment about what they did last week against Horizon, scoring 54 points.
So 9:14 left in the second quarter. Arvada West with 2nd down and 7 after the 3-yard run by Green. Jaden Green on the draw between the tackles and swallowed up once again. Getting there first was Keegan Perea.
How about this? Last week, Jaden Green went for 220. Adrian Somalia a $130, and Brad Pyatt told me that he was furious about only having 130 yards in that game last week. So healthy competition between those two guys. They are hungry. They want to run the football. They want to keep getting the ball as the game goes along. And in theory, those should be guys that get stronger as the game gets older as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. At that two-back set, it's becoming so common in today's NFL. You see it here with the Arvada West Wildcats, both equally as impressive. Third down, clutch third down for Arvada West. See if they can convert. Duacek going through his progressions. Ball's tipped in the air and incomplete as he was looking for Noah Maurer across the middle. Tight coverage applied by the Bruins, and once again, the Wildcats unable to muster up anything. But inches away, though, from completing that first down to Maurer.
A new coordinator on the defensive side. Jeff Braun came over, was with him at his early days at Arvada West, at Mullen and Chatfield. And they're glad to have him back in the mix.
Punt away there from Cooper Greason.
Great kick.
And Cortland Johnson drops it, picks it up. He's dangerous out there, switching fields. And he is tackled from behind. We'll see if that draws a flag. And a multiple come out. And we had some extracurricular after the whistle, too. You could see the Cherry Creek sideline. They were screaming, jumping up and down for a flag, as that was a pretty vicious tackle from behind. Horse collar, I would think.
Got to thank our officiating crew tonight, our referee Dan Gilman, umpire Kevin Ritter, Mason Carter's the head linesman, the line judge David Kaufman, and the back judge Steve McFall. Can't have high school sports without officials, Alex Becker. A lot of people, I think, lose sight of that. These guys are public servants. We need to have officials if we're going to have high school athletics, and they're not always going to be perfect.
During the return, blindside block on the receiving team, number 36.
Wow. Okay, so a blindside block is the call, not an illegal tackle.
They get Demarius Lavender, another terrific name on this Creek squad.
So that crackback block, something they're trying to take out of the game, and at all levels, really, and didn't see him coming there. So 15 yards. The Bruins are backed up. They'll start this drive from their own 17-yard line.
Alex, I got a prediction here, and it's got nothing to do with football. It's going to rain again soon, right? It feels like rain at the moment, and this thing got delayed because of thunderstorms. Just the way the wind is swirling right now, the way the clouds are gathering overhead. I hope we can get as much football in as possible. Feels like we're not done with the precipitation tonight.
I have a feeling you are correct on that, sir. Mother Nature hopefully is on our side for the duration of this game. But, yeah, we can start to feel the wind pick up, and even the drops are blowing through the window sideways. Handoff on first down. It's Jordan Herron off the right side. Nice job by the Cats defense. Stop them for a short gain on first down.
This group is really made go by their linebackers. They've got several good ones. Number 5, Chris Rosner Stevens, Tegan Chance, Jackson Pyatt, Cameron Meyer. Caleb Gomez, the guy, number 27. He's another sophomore, Alex, another guy that got run as a freshman at running back, but he read the room. He said, look, Adrian Somalia, Jaden Green are in front of me. Coach, I want to go play linebacker. How can I help the Wildcats? So he's an important player for them as well at that linebacking core, number 27.
Jaden Fox in at running back, the sophomore for Cherry Creek. He gets the give right there. Fox through the middle. Fox to the second level, stiff arm, and might be a face mask penalty there against the Cats. Cooper Greason tried to get a hold of Fox and may have gotten a handful of that face mask.
Boy, I thought Cooper did a pretty good job just to hang on and
he did,
and not eat that stiff arm and maybe eat some of this beautiful natural grass here at the neck.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 8, 15 yards.
So there it is, Greason with the tackle, but I got a hold of that face mask. Man, once Fox got to that second level, he put out that straight arm. Just another guy in that running back stable backing up Jordan Herron, but Fox only a sophomore. He's got quite the burst of speed himself.
Yeah, Greason's an interesting kid back there. He's a really good overall athlete, best lacrosse player that this Arvada West school has, and they just got him about a week before they played their first game, so still trying to get him in the mix, finding out where he's going to impact this team.
There's the toss to Jordan Herron. Herron's got himself a first down before a couple Cats combine on that stop. Tegan Chance, Jackson Pyatt, but not before a first down is picked up on the end around to Jordan Herron.
What else can you say about Cherry Creek, Alex Becker? They are a machine. They've won 4 straight state championships. Dave Logan telling me that we're not going to mention the number 5 at all. We're not going to have any shirts that say going for 5. We're not going to have any social media posts. It's not coming out of our coaches' mouths. This is a brand new team with brand new goals in front of them.
I like that. Beat Columbine. We'll talk about it here after this play. Vodka rolling out off that spin again. And this one is incomplete. It had it in the grasp, but not able to hang on after the juggle was Dawson Johnson. Oh, they're going to say a catch, so they will give Johnson the catch.
Ooh.
He made a football move,
Close.
apparently. I thought they were going to rule it incomplete, but I guess he took the 2 steps necessary, and that's a Cherry Creek first down. But, yeah, the Bruins beating Columbine in 2019, and then the last 3 all over Valor Christian as the Bruins, man, the class of Colorado high school football, they are the standard. From the shotgun is Vodka, throws in the screen and off the hands of Jaden Irving.
Shantz out there on the coverage. Even if that one had been hauled in, Tegan Shantz would have been right there. He's a real good football player, number 2. A little bit undersized there at inside linebacker, but he'll flow to both sides of the field. They're getting Cooper Greason back out there again at safety.
Yeah, Greason with that single high look right now, kind of playing center field out there. 6:20 in the second quarter, 2nd down and 10 for Cherry Creek. Stiff arm there by Fox, trying to bounce it outside, and he's brought down for a loss.
Oh, my goodness. Great
Nichols.
Pursuit that time by Jaden Nichols and company, but Fox has shown you he's got a vicious stiff arm. He fed Caleb Gomez one there at the end of the play as well. Way too many purple shirts. They did a great job getting to the football, but number 7 is not a fun guy to try to bring down.
All right, so we have an injured Bruin on the play. And the injured man is Hayden Treader, and that's the 3-star commit heading to USC. He is a verbal commit for the Trojans in Lincoln Riley's squad. Man, Hayden Treader, a senior, one of 3-star offensive linemen that are all D1 recruits on this Cherry Creek team, along with Maxwell Parrott and A.J. Burton.
It's ridiculous how good they've been on the offensive line, Alex Becker, and they have something that you cannot coach, and that is guys that are 6'5", 285 pounds. But beyond that, they do have one of the best offensive line coaches. Coach Logan telling me they feel like they got the best offensive line coach in the state. They coach those guys up really well. It takes a lot more than size to play offensive line. That is a skill position. That is a cerebral position. They just keep churning them out at Cherry Creek. And you know what? They have not had the type of marquee players in the backfield the last couple of years, but that offensive line's been so dominant. They've been able to get it done. That has been the constant over there at Cherry Creek. And certainly they've had some incredible players and guys that have gotten the job done. But, you look at this team right here, and Brady Vodica, he's going to have a great career ahead of him. But what a luxury it is to start your career behind those big fellas up front. It's the ultimate team game, right? And if you put him behind a different group, you're a lot less likely to have that similar kind of success.
So Bruins will use a timeout here with 5:42 left in the second quarter. We're going to take a short break on the Neighborhood Sports Network and be back right after this message.
Local sport.
All right, we are back live here at the North Area Athletic Complex. My name's Alex Becker. Miles Dunklin alongside me. Big play coming up out of the Cherry Creek timeout. Vodka fakes the handoff. He's brought down from behind as the Wildcats got there in a hurry. It is Caleb Gomez with the sack.
That's the sophomore I was telling you about, that a natural running back came to the coaching staff, said, hey, how can I impact the team? I want to be one of those linebackers. They play 5 of them. They're all good. You never know who's coming from that linebacking core. Gomez able to get home, and they're way out of field goal range, probably too close to punt it. So you're not out of the woods yet if you are Arvada West, but that was a darn good start and the best third down defense they've had so far in this one.
Sure was. Gomez coming from the blind side, now 4th and forever. First down marker at the 10-yard line. So Vodka will take 5-step drop, throw it down the seam. He's got a man. Ball is cut, and Cherry Creek has a first down. They convert on 4th and forever. On the reception there, Tyson Mock.
Tyson Mock.
Straight down the seam.
Over the middle. Yep, right over the seam there, a little post route. And like I said, if you're Arvada West, you just got to keep chopping wood, because Cherry Creek's not ever going to give in. And that's got to hurt on that defensive side. You feel like you're getting off the field on 3rd down, but Cherry Creek strikes on 4th, and now it's 1st and goal.
From the 6-yard line, Vodka fakes the handoff, spins out of it again. Gomez chasing him from behind. Can he get there? Vodka gets rid of it, tipped in the end zone, and it's incomplete. Caleb Gomez in pursuit. Vodka still threw it for the end zone, and that was a contested catch. Number of bodies right in that short little telephone area.
Yeah, Vodka did a good job keeping his eyes down the field. You like to see that from a young quarterback. Look, he's 6'2", 200 pounds. He's got some nice wheels. We've seen them show off those legs as they've rolled him out a lot, but like to see your young quarterback not rely on his athletic ability and try to keep throwing the football downfield. But a good job there by Chance, as well as Jaden Nichols on the back end.
So the running back right now, Jaden Fox. Haven't seen much of Jordan Heron on this drive. Once again, it's Fox between the tackles. Fox wants the end zone. At the goal line, no signal yet, and they'll mark him down at the half-yard line. So Jaden Fox just short of the goal line. It'll set up 3rd and inches.
Boy, Fox is not a big guy, but he runs angry.
Yes, he does. Yeah, we've seen multiple stiff arms and not afraid of contact, lowering the pads that time. So timeout here by the Wildcats. 4:05 left in the first half. I mentioned that those big offensive linemen for Cherry Creek. We got a chance to go to the Chassa Media Day and see some of the other top teams in the state. A lot of teams bring in their offensive line and top playmakers on offense, and Cherry Creek was noticeably bigger than every other school, including Ralston Valley, who was there.
And RV's got some big kids.
They got some big guys as well, but just a stable of 6'5", 280-plus guys on the Cherry Creek offensive line. Depth, and, man, they are just a load to handle.
Well, and you look forward here for Cherry Creek. They've already defeated Ralston Valley, a top 5 team. They've defeated Legacy. They've defeated Chatfield, of course, a perennial power. On their way here to handling Arvada West. Next week at Regis Jesuit. That's a huge game.
Big game.
And then as they get into conference play, Arapahoe right now, according to Max Preps, the number 2 team in Colorado. I saw Grandview take it on the chin a couple of weeks ago against Ralston Valley, but that'll be another tough contest for them as they get into league play.
All right, 3rd and goal from the half-yard line. It's Fox again, and fittingly, Fox finishes off the drive with a 1-yard touchdown run. That is the sophomore running back, Jaden Fox, finding pay dirt. And for Fox, that is rushing touchdown number 4 on the season for the sophomore, now tied with Jordan Heron for the team lead.
Yeah, it's really nice to have that depth, both of these teams, with a couple of running backs that can get the job done.
So Jaden Fox, that was his drive. Jordan Heron on the sideline pretty much the duration of that drive. Once again, Cherry Creek able to knock the extra point right through with Thomas Gogeline. And what do you know, 28-0 with 4:02 remaining in the first half.
Alex, we've seen them run it with effectiveness. We've seen them return a punt for a touchdown. They've been suffocating on defense. They've thrown the ball deep. They've thrown it short. They've done just a little bit of everything in this football game. And, not to think that you expected anything else from Cherry Creek. They're Cherry Creek. Until somebody dethrones them, they are the top dog in Colorado, and right now it seems like it's by a pretty wide margin, but another impressive performance by Dave Logan's squad. And talking to Coach Logan yesterday, they are not satisfied with 4 consecutive state championships. They want to keep piling them on.
Man, just think if you're a senior on this team. All you know is state championships. You've won as a freshman, sophomore, and a junior, trying to finish off the high school career with a 4-peat. Obviously, that's not the line of thinking for Coach Logan and his team, but just the success is undeniable. I mean, every week it seems like they are just pounding opponents, doing it in all phases. What more is there to say besides Cherry Creek has a target on their backs every single week, and every single week they live up to the billing.
And they lost a lot in last year's squad. Lost the number 1 player in Colorado there in Miles Purchase, and saw him making some plays last week for Iowa State in a big game against Iowa. But they only returned 5 starters on offense, only 4 starters on defense. So Coach Logan making it clear to this squad, hey, just because some of you did this last year, because some of you guys have been around for a few years, that's not this particular team's accomplishments. This is a new football team, and this new football team needs to be just as hungry as they've ever been. And if the start of the season is any indication for Cherry Creek, they have done an incredible job with that culture and not getting complacent. It'd be real easy for a bunch of 15, 16, 17-year-old kids to say, hey, I'm wearing a Cherry Creek jersey, that means I get to win. You have to earn every single thing you get in this sport, and Cherry Creek continues to do just that.
They sure do, man. It's impressive what they do year in, year out, week in, week out. Ball has blown off the tee twice, so now they will get out someone to hold that football. It'll be Lucas Schultz. We'll keep a finger on it for Gogaline. Wind still blowing pretty heavy. Nice breeze going on, kind of swirling throughout the neck. But Gogaline.
That's over the head. Those are the 3 sophomore running backs right there. Somalia, Green, and Gomez. All 3 of those guys content to let it sail over.
So 4:02 left here in this first half. Wildcats hoping for their first points of the game. They've scored a lot in these first 3 weeks. 30 against Thunder Ridge, 41 against Boulder. That could have been a lot more. And then 54 in that shootout last week against Horizon last Friday. Now 94 points total in that game. Man, that would have been exciting to watch if you're a fan, if you like offensive football.
Coach Pyatt, I don't think, loved that score quite as much. Like the offensive side, said it was a wake-up call for his defense.
Rush on first down there for a couple. Not much doing, though, for Adrian Somalia. And Somalia looking for, a crease, a hole, anywhere where he can burst through, but just no running room against that front. Do a check in the offense going quickly. 3 down linemen right now for Creek.
Just 3.5 minutes left here in this second quarter.
Somalia offset to the right as we get flags before the play.
Dead ball, snap infraction on the offense, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
False start will back up the Wildcats 5 yards, make it second down and about 14.
Player I want you to keep your eyes on, Alex, Noah Muir, outside receiver on this near side. Once again, yet another sophomore, a guy that Coach Pyatt has coached since he was a little boy. He calls him No-No, says that's a guy that can make some uncommon plays in the football field. And last week was the first time he really realized, hey, I can dominate at this level.
As Duacek tries to throw the screen to Somalia, kind of just grounds that one into the dirt as the pressure was closing in. Had Somalia there in the flat, but
it was
not
never
able to get it
there.
to him.
I think Cherry Creek sniffed that one out real well, and Duacek was smart to kind of throw that one into the ground. Look, this is a game that these guys are going to learn a lot from. This is a really good football team on the other side. And if you're Arvada West and you're Gordon Volk and you're Brad Pyatt, you're the brain trust for the Wildcats, if you don't want to play a tough team like this, easy. You don't schedule them. You schedule somebody you can beat. You schedule a team like this because they're going to be a great challenge.
Looking for our guy Muir there, and that is incomplete on 3rd and long. The guy you were just talking about, trying to get him on a sideline route, but
Trevin Polk on the coverage there. But, once again, I want that context to be included here, that this is a non-conference game. You do not have to play Cherry Creek. If you don't want to get, down 28-0 against Creek in the first half, the easiest way to do that is to not schedule them at all and schedule somebody you can go out there and feel good about beating. But they are scheduling a team like this to improve, to go back to the drawing board during the week and say, hey, look, this is the standard. This is the kind of team we need to be if we want to get where we want to go.
The high snap, and Greason's going to try and roll out, make a play, but he is tackled.
Horse collar.
And, we'll see a horse collar penalty along the sideline. That could actually help out Arvada West. Not sure if it'll get him a first down, but that was not a fake punt. It was a high snap that Greason had to try and make a play with, because if he would have tried to punt it would have been blocked.
That's gone a couple of different ways this year. Earlier in the season against who'd they play in their opening week? Thunder Ridge. He ran one for a first down rugby style. He's got the green light, does Cooper Greason, to go ahead and take it down the sideline. Last week, though, against Horizon, actually fumbled one in the end zone that Horizon scored on. So they want to make sure they get that right. But I think Arvada West is going to get bailed out here via that horse collar tackle, and the offense might stay on the field.
That would be pretty discouraging for Cherry Creek. You do everything right, but a penalty on the tackle might nullify all of that and give A West an automatic first down. We'll see what the call is here from Dan at Gilman.
That 15-yard penalty is added
Okay, it is a 4th down.
So we will re-punt, but 15 yards. Yeah, like you said, Cherry Creek would have had the ball in the red zone within the 10-yard line had that stood. So the horse collar does a huge favor to the Wildcats. And see if Greason can get off a boomer here. Yeah, 2:57 left in the half. 1 timeout left for Cherry Creek, 2 for the Wildcats. In a battle of 3-0 teams to start this season.
A West will be at Fossil Ridge next week, and then they will start play in the Jeffco League, which will certainly be an interesting one again.
Yep,
Should
looks
be a
like they'll
number of
start with Chatfield in that conference matchup. They are taking on Thunder Ridge tonight from Jeffco Stadium. Catch that one on our channel, NSPN.TV at 6 p.m. So Greason gets away the punt here, fielded by Walker Rudden, the sophomore. And Rudden still on his feet before it takes a couple Wildcats to bring him down to the grass at the 48-yard line. So interesting. Not Cortland Johnson Jr. that time. It was number 85, Walker Rudden on the return, the sophomore.
Look, Dave Logan was very clear with me that you're going to see Cherry Creek play a lot of different guys for a purpose, and that is to make sure they develop depth. That is not on accident that they have those guys rolling through every single year. They feel like if we get a little bit of a lead, and really even if we don't, we want to get different guys in the game. We don't want to get to October, lose an important player, and then have somebody get out there that has not had live game reps. So you're going to see a lot of different guys play for the Bruins today.
Always thinking ahead, planning for the future. You know, that's an experienced coaching staff and, obviously well-run. It's working, the winning formula. Vodka, clean pocket all day to throw. He'll step up, and he's got an open man there. Ball is caught at the 28-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds. But a big gain on first down. Making the tackle there was Cooper Greason.
I'll tell you, this number 19 reminds me of another 19 playing tight end that you see on Saturdays over there for the Georgia Bulldogs.
Oh, Bowers.
One of the best guys in the country. Similar body type, physical football player, excellent receiver, excellent runner after the catch. Yeah, this number 19 is a weapon for sure.
Yeah, Dawson Johnson there, great route, strong hands as well to haul that one in and set his team up inside the 30. 1st and 10 for the Bruins at the 29 of Arvada West. In motion from left to right is Jaden Irving. 3-step drop from Vodka is looking for Irving on the wheel route, and it actually hits the backside of Tegan Shantz, who was in coverage.
Yeah, nice job there by Tegan. Alex, I want to get your take on this Jeffco League again this year. I think it should be an interesting one when you look at Columbine, certainly a contender in the league.
Yes, always.
Ralston Valley, a team that was an extra point away from playing for the state championship last year. Certainly Chatfield
they are
will
coming.
be another competitive team. And then I think Arvada West is really putting their name in the hat here as another team that can compete for this league.
No question. There are 4 really top teams, and I think those 4 separate themselves from the rest of the conference, talking about RV, Columbine, Chatfield, and the A West Wildcats. It's a strong league, and it's only getting better, as that is a nice defensive play by the Wildcats, getting their first. Big number 75, Christian Nightwalker, the junior, wrapping up.
And Nightwalker is a guy that doesn't play a ton of snaps for this team, but when he does, he makes his presence felt. They're missing Chris Rosner-Stevens tonight. He's a premium athlete.
He's a big fella.
He would look
a college body out there.
Absolutely. He looks the part for sure. And number 5 is not in uniform this evening. That's a big weapon they're missing, so they need other guys to step up.
A nice play there by Nightwalker. He's on the sideline for this 3rd down play. Vodka working from the gun. 4 receivers out there for him. Pressure coming. Vodka in some trouble. Somehow gets out of it. Vodka still on his feet. Tuck it, and he's going to run across the 25, and he's spilled out of bounds at the 24. And Vodka refusing to go down. I thought could have very easily been a sack for the Wildcat defense.
Sanchez, Vigil.
They had him in the grasp.
Number 23, Hatch. All 3 of those guys, those are their stud athletes, too. They were all over him. And eventually, Cooper Greason laying a big hit. But, boy, you got to be impressed with Brady Vodika in this one. Just a sophomore, and he's shown a little bit of everything. 6'2", 200 pounds. That's a guy that's clearly been in the weight room himself, and you can see that paying off on a play like that as some other big young men unable to get him to the ground.
Yeah, absolutely. You just mentioned the 200 pounds. That work in the weight room showing off, especially on that play, as the Bruins will use their final timeout with 1:26. 4th down 4th down and about 3. So decision time, they did have the offense on the field.
Well, and the positive side for Arvada West is, as once again you continue to kind of look forward to the future for this team, Sanchez and Vigil, those guys are going to be problematic for opponents. Sanchez really had his offensive lineman on skates that time, just pushed him back into the lap of Brady Vodica. He is a nice athlete, number 11. Played some offensive line last year. They started him in concert with Caleb Harr. Those two guys played right guard, inserted both of those guys in the game at different times. And, it's amazing when you can get those guys some seasoning as freshmen. They're going to turn into some really good football players. And Sanchez is definitely an up-and-comer there, number 11. Lost a little bit of weight, a little more quick twitch so far this season, and he's a good one.
No doubt about it. He looks like a gamer. I mean, he just looks the part there playing on that interior line. Only a sophomore, too. So, stop me if you've heard that before. Well, 4th down, Bruins with their offense on the field. They need 3 yards. First down marker at the 19 of A West, short pass, and it is caught a first down for Cherry Creek, and the drive continues with 1:22 and counting.
Just a little too much cushion out there, Alex. Pitch and catch.
Tyson Mock, nice little short comeback route, and Vodka put it right on him.
Right there, I'd love to see Arvada West challenge him a little more. You can't get beat deep here. You're inside the 20-yard line. Might as well make him earn that first down, but a good job by Cherry Creek.
So fresh set of downs, 1:03 and counting here. They'll run the ball with Fox.
Nice backside pursuit there from Jackson Pyatt.
Yeah, Pyatt got a hand on him, more than a hand on him. And
late flags, multiple flags come in.
Yeah, a lot of bodies on top of that pile.
Cooper Greason was the man that came out of the bottom of the pile with the football. No indication it's going to be Wildcat ball.
That was a physical play there on that run. The big uglies up front doing work in the trenches. Who can win the battle at the line of scrimmage? And some extra physicalness at the end of it. We'll see what the verdict is.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 70 on the offense, 15-yard penalty. The down counts. It's 2nd down.
So Evan Godin, the guilty party for the unnecessary roughness. Moving the football back to the 21. 50 seconds, clock is running. Once again, Cherry Creek out of timeouts. A West with 2 left. At 2nd and long, Vodka works from the gun. Clean pocket, he throws down the seam. He's got his man again. And Tyson Mock, second big catch on the drive. He's got himself a Cherry Creek touchdown, and the Bruins go up by 5 scores late in the first half.
Wow, great job by Vodica. The whole drive, once again, poised, confident, seems to know where he wants to go with the football. The quarterback position, sure, it's fun to watch, the Josh Allens of the world, the guys with the most physical tools. And, do you want your quarterback to have physical tools? Heck yeah, you do. But the most important thing is what's between the ears. Do they know where to go with the ball and when to go to that particular place? And right now, Brady Vodica is showing that he's got that most important skill set, which is the mind game at quarterback, doing all the right things for Cherry Creek, and they're up a big 35-0.
They sure are. 5 for 5 on extra points now as Thomas Gogolin.
Alex, I want to take a quick look at the top 10 in Colorado here in 5A. Of course, Cherry Creek, number 1 with a bullet. Pine Creek looks like they're going to be interesting again out of Colorado Springs. But look at what's left on the schedule here for Cherry Creek. Number 3, Arapahoe. Number 5, Regis Jesuit. Number 8, Grandview.
Some heavyweights. You obviously want to play the Class 5A, the top teams. Arapahoe might be the most surprising team in the entire state so far this year. They have looked extremely strong through the first 3 weeks. They're a force to be reckoned with, and they did knock off these Cherry Creek Bruins 2 years ago in the regular season. It was a close game. It was like a 3-0 dogfight. So they are capable.
Here's Gomez from the 5.
Gomez reversing field, trying to get out of that ankle tackle, still on his feet, and a whole host of Bruins combine on the stop. But Caleb Gomez,
Alex Becker,
can move.
There were 2 guys in a white jersey not on top of the pile at the end of the play. And it's not lost on me that the score is 35-0, and Cherry Creek is playing like it's 35-0 Arvada West. So You got to love, if you're Dave Logan and you're these coaches sitting just here to our right, that they still are maintaining that kind of effort at this point in the game.
Effort, effort, effort. And if they don't give effort, you're going to see it on film probably tomorrow morning, and you're going to get called out in the film room for that. So love to see the effort and the hustle from the special teamers. 9 guys in on that tackle. Great team effort there, and that's exactly what the coaching staff is looking for.
Look, I still think some coachable moments here for Arvada West. They're going to run their offense to win this first half. They're not just going to take a knee.
There's Jaden Green on first down for about 5, up to the 24. Clock running here 17 seconds.
Coach Pyatt's not the kind of guy that says, oh, well, there's 25 seconds left, so that's it. Green wanted to come out of the ball game. He's still in there.
8 seconds could be the final play of the half, and that one will go incomplete from Logan Duacek. Noah Muir running the vertical route.
If you did not catch the A West Cherry Creek game last year with a totally different group of skill position players, Arvada West went empty the entire ball game, Alex Becker.
Wow.
Brad Pyatt went to his football team, said, hey, we can't beat these guys running up playing regular football against them. We're going to go 5 wide. We're going to throw it the whole game. So obviously a different set of kids in there, but kind of a fun way for Coach Pyatt to approach such a quality team in Cherry Creek.
No doubt. 4 seconds left, should be the final play of the half. They run Jaden Green off the right side, and the clock hit 0. It has been all Cherry Creek here, 35-0 at the halfway break. And, they're beating them in all 3 phases. But not for a lack of effort, though, from Arvada West. They're playing their tails off, and they're going to learn a lot from this, see kind of where their deficiencies are and where they need to improve for the rest of the season. But, yeah, definitely a good learning experience. These sophomores, maybe the most talent that they've played against in an organized football game in their life.
Oh, I would venture to say, yeah, that's very likely the case. Anytime somebody suits it up against Cherry Creek, you're facing the best of the best, not only in the state of Colorado, but in this entire region, in this entire group of states here in the southwest west part of the United States. So Cherry Creek certainly incredibly impressive in the first half. Every single facet of the game, their receivers were good. The tight end, Johnson, had an incredible first half. The kick return game was sparkling as well. They ran one back. The offensive line mashing. Both running backs I thought were impressive.
Yes.
And the defense on every level as well did their thing. Cherry Creek rolling here through 2 quarters.
Complete performance, no doubt about it. I agree with you, Miles. Remember, first game of a doubleheader here. Do have a game scheduled for 7:30 between Pomona and Fountain Fort Carson right here at the NAC. Obviously, weather permitting, we are good to go for now, fingers crossed. But that is our back end of the doubleheader, kickoff set for 7:30. So it looks like we'll have a band performance that we will show you here and then get to our halftime break following the performance. But thanks so much for watching on this rainy Thursday afternoon. Stay tuned for half number 2 when we come back. All right, welcome back, folks, to our coverage here this afternoon on the Neighborhood Sports Network. Alex Becker, Miles Dunklin with you on the call. 35-0 Cherry Creek on top of Arvada West halfway through this one. Wildcats will kick it deep to begin half number 2. Oh, they'll try an onside here right off the bat, Sean Payton style. And it is recovered there by the Cherry Creek Bruins. Arthur Humphrey, the junior, snatches it out of the air, and Cherry Creek will have it on their own 42 to start.
You know, that's just one more feather in the cap of the coaching for Cherry Creek. Their guys up there were ready. 44 that time. He wasn't surprised. That wasn't something they've never practiced before, even though it was not anticipated. Cool as a cucumber there on the reception and able to secure possession for their ball club. Cherry Creek is coached so well across the board, and really where it shows up in a big way, I think, is those special teams plays.
Yeah, they were certainly ready for it. Maybe got a heads up from the coaching staff. They might try an onside, and sure enough, as Jordan Heron gets the sweep on first down, Heron turns the corner into Arvada West territory, makes a cut inside, and Heron across the 25. Big play there for the senior running back.
And how about a way to get things started for the new quarterback in the game? That's Jeremiah Eamon Jr., or Bam, they call him. And Bam able to get a quick completion there on the pop pass. I love the pop pass, Alex. When we were kids, they handed that off like a reverse, but Way too many things can go wrong on the reverse. You pop pass it forward, that ball hits the turf. It's just an incomplete pass, and right there it goes as a completion in a big game for the Bruins.
And it looks good for the quarterback's passing yards, too.
Exactly.
Just has to shovel it forward, and, Heron runs for 30-plus yards. A new set of downs, they'll fake it to Jordan Heron, rolling out and completing the pass there. Nice little dime. And it'll be another Cherry Creek first down. It's a tough contested catch. Jalen Fisher.
Yeah, Fisher with a nice grab there, the senior, but Bam looking poised, looking confident. And I mentioned this in the first half. Even though this game, far from over, we're just starting the second half, they want to play a lot of different guys. They are not going to be satisfied with just developing the players at the top of their roster. Dave Logan wants to leave no stone unturned en route to what they hope is another state championship. Want to make sure every player that could be a contributor this season gets as much experience as possible.
Yeah, it looked really good on that rollout there. Inman fitting in that tight window.
Another pop pass here.
There's Jordan Heron once again trying to turn the corner. The 5, he's fighting for that pylon. I think Arvada West got him out of bounds inside the 2. But, man, once Heron gets to that edge, he really turns it upfield and picks up yards along that sideline.
Oh, he can really scoot. Both of those running backs, they're smaller guys, a little bit more slender. We certainly have seen Fox run with some power as well in this game. But those guys are home run hitters. They can score on any play. Nice job by Gomez and Greason flowing to the football there. But, Alex, if Cherry Creek scores it right here, we're already to that running clock. You have to reach that 40-point plateau. And if they score here, and by the way, they can still make a first down without scoring here inside the 2-yard line, they would reach that 41-point marker.
So second and a yard, 10:37 left in the third quarter. Rolling out is Inman. Under pressure, and he has brought down a short loss, maybe a yard, if that. He almost got back to the line of scrimmage. Vinny Vigil on the stop, big number 10 for Arvada West, always around the football, it seems.
I went to practice a couple weeks ago for this Arvada West squad, and Vigil, not only was he the top dog in that defensive line group, he was coaching everybody else on their technique. So not only an excellent player, but a great leader for the men in purple as well.
Yeah, love to see it. Love to see it from your experience, guys. Vigil leading the charge. Important play here, this third down and short.
Once again, they can make a first down inside the 2.
A quick pass, and it caught again there by Jalen Fisher. And Fisher has enough for a touchdown. Reached the ball out, got it across. And Cherry Creek has reached that 40-point threshold. They go up 41-0 early on in the third quarter. So the running clock, as you just mentioned, Miles, is now in effect. And they go right down, take advantage of the short field after the failed onside kick. And, Jalen Fisher, 2 catches on the drive. Inman looking strong, and Jordan Heron doing work on the ground as well.
Correct me if I'm wrong. 5 possessions, 5 touchdowns now for Cherry Creek, and I believe 5 different touchdown scorers for the Bruins on the offensive side, plus a 6th with the return of Johnson Jr. earlier. So
it's a party. Everybody getting in on the party for the Bruins. As the extra point there is good again from Gogline. Being a punter for these Cherry Creek Bruins got to be one of the loneliest jobs out there. I mean,
a little bit
how
boring.
often do you see the field?
A little bit boring for sure. They have been incredibly impressive, and whenever I get a chance to see Cherry Creek football, you got to lay your eyes upon what is the top product here in the state of Colorado. And, how good is Cherry Creek compared to, let's say, some of the other top teams around the country? Well, I had a good friend, Nick Harris, come out here a couple years ago, stay with me while he was looking at some Cherry Creek players. He was working for 247 Recruiting at the time, and all he did was look at Texas high school football kids. He told me he feels like this Cherry Creek team could easily compete down there in the state of Texas. Maybe not at the 6A level, but at least at the 5A level there in the state of Texas. This program it really is, as advertised, incredibly impressive.
Right, and they do usually, as the kickoff kind of gets away from Gomez, he'll have to retreat and back up, pick it up, and, man, he's brought down inside his own 10. Bit of a miscue there on the kick return. Caleb Gomez had
hemmed in back at their own 5.
Yeah.
And Gomez, I think the wind had a little bit to do with that one, pushed it forward, and just kind of landed in no man's land there for the Wildcats. So this offense that has certainly had their hands full, now they'll have to march it, looks like, set on the 7-yard line, so 93 yards.
From the left hash, looks like most of the first teamers are still in there.
Oh, no, this is a chance
Or
for
no.
these guys to learn and develop, I think,
Yeah,
Alex.
no doubt about it. So from their own 7-15 and counting. Again, that running clock's going to make it a quick second half. There's Somalia, big hole. Somalia got the first down before he's tripped up from behind. Tackle on the play made by the defensive back Dwight Johnson, a junior. Best run of the day for Adrian Somalia. Found a hole following the left side of that offensive line, and ankle tackle saves a big-time chunk play.
All right, I mentioned the weight room earlier. How about Adrian Somalia, just a sophomore, 5'10", 180 pounds, 305-pound bench presser, 505 pounds on the squat, and a deadlift of 585 pounds. Coach Pyatt told me they have 5 or 6 kids that can squat at least 500 pounds on this Arvada West squad. This is another kid in Adrian Somalia. He is a junkie. He is a junkie in the weight room. He's a junkie for the sport of football. If you give him an opportunity to run with some space in this second half, he's going to hurt you if you're Cherry Creek.
Good kid, too. He gets it. I saw he gave us a shout-out on Twitter, I think a week or two ago. He gets it. He understands it. And like you said, a hard-working kid and very coachable as well. So using that strength on the first down run. Second down for the Wildcats. Quick pass is complete. And tackle made shortly after the reception at the 27-yard line. And short route.
Sean Trender, the junior. You know, Alex, these guys, Jackson Pyatt and Adrian Somalia, they got out on the national circuit this summer and got to play at a bunch of camps all around the country, got to go against the other best kids in the country in their class, and Coach Pyatt really feels like that gave them a lot of confidence, recognizing I can play with the best of the best in this sport.
Needing 2 yards for a first down from the shotgun is Duacek. He fakes the handoff to Somalia. Ball is caught there by Hatch. And will Hatch have enough? It'll be close. And I think he'll be just shy of that first down. And Akulian Hatch there on about 1.5 yards on the short pass. But Arvada West, they're going quickly. They want the first down.
Marcavius Lee made the stop that time.
So a little trips formation to the right.
Marcavius, they don't just call him Marcavius. His nickname is Spike. Spike Lee on the
Spike
stop.
Lee. You're not going to forget that one. So 4th and a yard. Duacek looks towards the sideline, letting everyone know along the offensive line what the play call is.
Big play here for West.
Huge play.
Just for their confidence. They want to possess the ball. They want to get reps for their guys, Alex. Timeout taken by the Wildcats.
So 4:37 left in the third. Remember, clock can only stop on timeouts, injury timeouts, and at the end of the third quarter. So Arvada West will use their first one of the half. We'll take a quick 18-second break on the Neighborhood Sports Network. Back after this.
Locals.
All right, back live here from the NAC. Alex Becker, Miles Dunklin with you on the call. High school football action on a kind of a cool, rainy Thursday afternoon. Glad we're able to get this one in. Saw some lightning delays across the state. Big 4th down. Jaden Green will get the give, and Green finds the edge. He's got himself a first down, and Arvada West will keep this drive going. Jaden Green on 4th and 1.
Well done to chase that one down there for Cherry Creek, but Green able to move the chains. Like I said, Green and Somalia really complement each other well. You got the slasher and Green, the bruiser in Somalia. And one of the things that Brad Pyatt's told me again and again about his football team this year is he really feels like both of those guys can carry the load, meaning Jaden can get 4 in a row, then he can get a breather while Adrian gets 4 in a row, and they can really complement each other in that way.
There's a little end around there and not much doing there for A West. That was Somalia. Started on the left side of the line, came back at the handoff, and ran into a whole host of Bruins defenders. And no gain on first down.
Offensive line here for the Wildcats. You got Jaden Somalia, who's the older brother of Adrian. I believe he's the older brother. At center, Caleb Haar at right guard.
So empty backfield, Somalia in motion. This time to Jaden Green on the reverse. Green, a little bit of open space, and he's pushed hard out of bounds. Tackle made on the play there by Dwight Johnson. Interesting, they ran in Somalia and Green opposite of each other, and the sweep went to Green that time.
You got Weisner on the right side of the offensive line. Then the two big redheads on the left side. Bryce Miller, 5'11", 280. That's a big fella.
Yes,
there
it is.
at left guard. And Gio Panazzo, 6'6", 250. The Wyoming Cowboy commit. Big win for Wyoming a couple weeks ago over Texas Tech.
Yeah, future poke up there. They're looking strong to start the season. And Panozzo at 6'6" really projects as a tackle at the next level.
Good athlete as well. He was out there on the lacrosse field for Arvada West, multiple sport guy.
3rd and 3 for the Wildcats from their own 39. From the left hash, high snap. Duacek will hand to Jaden Green. Green, a stiff arm. Green is brought down. Cherry Creek so fast.
Alex Becker, you're not going to beat Cherry Creek to the outside. Okay, that's just not
a
going to
tall
happen.
task, isn't it?
That's just not going to happen very often. So, and look, it's a lot easier to say that from up here than it is down there. But I think one of the things they're going to learn as you start playing these better teams in their schedule, and look, they've got some big heavy hitters coming up down the line with Columbine, Ralston Valley, Chatfield. You got to make sure you get that ball upfield. It's not like it used to be where you can outrun people to the corner. This Cherry Creek team will flow sideline to sideline with the best of them.
Right. They're setting edges with the best of them. And right there, they set the edge. And Jaden Green did his best to turn it upfield, but nothing was there. Well, the timeout here called by the Bruins. 1:45, man, the second half with the running clock. It's such a different game.
It is. But I think, overall it's a good way to protect the individuals out there. At the end of the day, we're talking about 14 to 18-year-olds. And we were talking earlier about the game of football is unique in that the physical aspect so demanding. And every single play, you're asking kids to run full steam into other kids. And so at the point that the game is out of hand, I think Chas is doing the right thing by trying to make sure, we're not calling the game right there. We still want to get some reps for these young men that are developing. That's the only way to learn how to play is to play, right? But we're not going to play a lot more football than we need to here on this Thursday afternoon and put young people in harm's way.
And you've done a lot of high school football in your career and broadcasting career. Do they have the same rule in effect for all states, or is that select towards Colorado?
For the most part, yeah, absolutely. But CHSAA does a really good job, I think, in this state. They've really emphasized the safety of their student athletes here.
Right. Yeah, and even if it gets within 40, I mean, even if, say, Arvada West was to score, the running clock remains in effect, say, if they scored and, made it a 35-point game. So I like it. It really keeps the game going. And
mention the rest of that schedule, by the way, for A West at Fossil Ridge next week, and then they're going to start their league play, and that will be a big one to me against Chatfield. I think Arvada West and Chatfield right now, you could pencil them in kind of 3-4 in the league.
I agree
behind
with that.
Probably RV and Columbine, thought to be two of the top 6-7 teams in the state of Colorado. So that'll be a big tone setter here at home in a couple of weeks.
Bam Inman Jr. fumbles the snap. He'll fall right on top of it. There's a bit of a miscue there on the snap. Heads up play just to fall on top of it at his own 15-yard line. Looked like a pretty good snap, just not handled there by the backup quarterback.
Yeah, as you go down the schedule, though, they'll play Lakewood, and then 2 of their last 3 games will really be season makers, as they'll play at Columbine, and then Pomona, Big Black a little bit down this season, but RV to finish off the season.
And that is their biggest rival, too, the Arvada West Wildcats. That will be a heck of a football game down on October 26th. Short run between the tackles. Is killing a lot of clock is Cherry Creek, following those big offensive linemen.
Once again, cool storyline here with Brad Pyatt on the near sideline, facing off against his mentor, guy that helped lead him to a state championship. They first went to the state title game, lost, then went back, got a victory. And the mentor and the mentee going head-to-head today, and so far it's the veteran Dave Logan up 42-0 as we go to the 4th.
All right, we'll be back after this for quarter number 4 from the NAC. All right, folks, we are back here. Quarter number 4 from the North Area Athletic Complex. Alex Becker, Miles Dunklin, as Wayne Becker gets to a shot there of the screen on the Arvada West sideline. What are they looking at there, Miles?
Just some teachable moments for their youngsters, both those 2 running backs. Somalia and Green as they flip it left side here on third down. Nice job there by the A-West defense. Looks like they have their first stop of the night. But one of the reasons I wanted to get a look at that is, look, Arvada West, once again, I want to make it clear, you don't schedule Cherry Creek so you can go in and run up the score and have an easy win. You play Cherry Creek, you know more often than not, Cherry Creek's probably going to get the better end of that. You play them to get better. You play them to learn. You play them to show your kids, hey, that's the standard on that side of the field. Look how they play. Look how they carry themselves. And then what are our teachable moments coming out of a game like this, and how can we get better?
No doubt, no doubt. You learn a lot from the opponent, especially when they're at the caliber of
unbelievable
Cherry
kick
Creek.
here.
That is takes a nice Bruin roll as well, a booming kick. Mentioned that being the Cherry Creek punter, you don't see too much action, but a massive punt, 50-plus yards on that one.
64.
64. Wow. That's the first punt of the evening, too, for Thomas Gogelein, the place kicker and the punter on this Bruin team. And, man, he made the most of it.
So A-West will roll out their number one offense again.
Now, you like to see some points on the board for the Wildcats. A high-powered offense so far this season. Haven't scored any less than 30 points in any game yet.
And they're going to go 5 wide here. Those two running backs, not only are they not in the lineup, they're still over here on the bench watching the screen. And right now, Arvada West only with 10 players in the field. I was wondering if Gomez was the extra player they were looking for. He started to scramble out there. And then now it's Keegan Balistreri, extra running back. So now they got 11. That's a key.
So spread look, do a check. Got some time to throw. He's going to load up a deep ball down the near sideline. In coverage and incomplete. Man, step for step with the receiver there was Jaden Spencer for Cherry Creek.
Boy, he was just right on his inside hip the whole way. Some nice outside leverage there, meaning he's got his backside face toward the boundary, trying to make sure they don't beat him to the outside, and just a wonderful job there by Creek. Great technique on the outside, and they've really opened up their bench.
Yeah, single coverage there. Sean Trinder was the intended target, trying to win that 50-50 ball. And, man, outstanding coverage from the cornerback Jaden Spencer.
But look at all the new bodies out there on defense. If you're a Creek fan, I mean, there's not a single starter that I can see out there on their defensive group right now. But it takes a lot more than 22 guys to play the course of an entire football season. So you need these other young players to develop. You need them to get reps.
So do a check. Short pass. It's caught there by Garcia. And quickly tackled. Second catch of the game there for Aiden Garcia, sophomore receiver.
Yeah, Garcia's going to be a nice weapon for him. They're going to have some great continuity between Muir, Garcia, Duacek, Somalia, Green, Gomez, all of those sophomores, not to mention the offensive linemen. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 starters as sophomores here.
Man, that is quite the class. It never fails to impress me, no matter how many times we bring it up throughout the game. Underclassmen, just impressive how deep they are. And that one almost intercepted on defense. Coming over in coverage was Dwight Johnson from his safety position. And Johnson, the ball hawk, almost had himself a pick.
Well, just ranging over there, reading the eyes of the quarterback, the defensive coaching staff next to us pounding the table. Boy, if you think these guys don't want shutouts, if you think they don't want interceptions, even though the game is not in doubt, you don't understand the mind of football coaches. They care desperately about this second group. It could be the third group or the fourth group. They're going to demand execution from their football players out there.
Exactly. Takeaways so important. You got to love it. You got to love it in the team meetings, bragging rights, all that stuff. All right, long third down. They'll run a draw, fumble. Ball came out, recovered there by the Bruins. It's number 33, Henderson Cabell, on the recovery, and Bruins will take over pretty deep in Arvada West territory. And punching the ball out was one of the linebackers. Didn't see exactly what number.
And those coaches to our right, loving it once again.
Yeah, they didn't quite get the interception there from Spencer, but the next play they force a fumble, and you eventually do get the takeaway and the turnover.
A-West definitely still playing with their top dogs. You see Tegan Chance out there. You see Jackson Pyatt out there. And, it's great that these guys are young, but they got a lot to learn. And those live reps are going to be the best way to help those guys grow up.
6:45 left in the fourth quarter. And once again, trouble with the snap for Bam Iman. And he has to retreat about 7-8 yards before he's tackled at the 35. Second time we've seen that.
Chance was poised coming off the edge that time and all over him. Kevin Sanchez in there as well.
Arvada West, you got to like that defensive front. Obviously, playing against a huge offensive line, it doesn't quite look the same, but they're still generating pressure, playing their tails off and trying to find some gaps. And that number of guys, they seem like they're pretty strong at every position on defense. There's no weak link.
I think so. Yeah, certainly the strength, that linebacking core, but good players in the back end, good players on that front line as well.
So under center goes in, and they change up the formation. Hand off there on second and long, and Arvada West stacks him up, drops him for a loss of 1. That is Jackson Pyatt, number 3, the sophomore. He talked a lot about his weight room, what he's done in the weight room, and right there, showing off the strength.
Yeah, he's a freak athlete. And you know what's interesting? He's a kid that you'd think, okay, his dad played receiver in the NFL. He must want to have the football. Jackson Pyatt wants no part of the football. He is a defensive-minded individual. I was at practice a couple weeks ago, and they said, hey, what about Jackson punting? And his dad said, he does not want to have the ball. He is not that kind of kid. And also, interesting note here, Jackson was not a guy that has always been the best in his class, was a guy that was a minimum participation kind of kid early in his career, and about 6th, 7th grade looked at Dad and said, hey, maybe I want to do this. And Dad said, okay, and here's Jackson trying to make a play again as it's intercepted.
Is that Nichols? Yeah, Jaden Nichols on the pick. That one floating up in the air, and the running or the defensive back runs under it and picks up some yards after the INT up to the 40 of Cherry Creek. And Nichols.
And it was Pyatt with the pressure. Nichols there to make the play on the back end. The sophomores combining there. It looks like Pyatt might have gotten banged up on that play. Just to finish my story there, that Pyatt started to look at Dad about 6th, 7th grade and say, hey, I want to do this. I want to be a player. And obviously Dad knows the way to get there as a head coach and a NFL player in his own right. Caught balls from Peyton Manning. And since then, the trajectory has been nothing but up for Jackson.
So after the first turnover of the game forced by Arvada West, Duacek takes a deep shot for Muir along that far sideline, but can't connect with his receiver, Noah Muir, the sophomore. Not a bad ball, though, from Duacek, showing off the arm strength.
No.
Nice, easy release. The ball shoots out of his hand with that big frame.
Oh, I really like number 9. You see a lot of smaller kids that are a good athlete but playing quarterback, maybe because there might not be other good athletes at the school. Logan Duacek's got some serious upside.
Throw the screen here to Jaden Green. Green trying to get out of that tackle, but not letting go as Caden Halls, the sophomore D lineman. Halls coming up for the tackle from behind as Green did his best to escape, but couldn't get out of the grasp.
Rain starting to come down hard.
Oh, yeah. 3:27. Yeah, rain. You can noticeably see it. A lot of ponchos in the stands, people running for cover. And luckily no lightning right now as we only have a couple minutes left. I saw some games at Jeffco Stadium, Trailblazer Stadium are in lightning delays, so we're in the right spot here at the NAC. 3:08, Duacek back to throw, lofts it in there. Ball is caught by Garcia, and Garcia wrestled out of bounds at the 27. Second catch on the drive for Aiden Garcia.
And look, it would be a big coup for this team if they go down and score or put some positive things together. That taste in your mouth will be a lot better if you can put something together here at the end of the game.
No doubt, no doubt. You don't want to have that goose egg. You like to see the 7 up on the board. There's Green. Green gets out of a tackle, gets out of another, and he's eventually brought down by Kane Brackney, a freshman linebacker.
Of course, his brother Chase, one of the top players in Colorado the last few years.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt.
Absolute monster.
Now, it is really coming down now, Miles. 2:23 left in this game. An absolute downpour. There's Green, right side again. Green trying to bounce it outside, and he's forced out of bounds inside the 20.
Kind of an interesting note, a bunch of the Cherry Creek players not in the game, they ran for the tunnel to get out of the way of the rain, and it is coming down as hard and heavy as it can come down. The coaching staff said, get out of there.
Yeah,
we got to stand in the rain.
It's a football game,
You got to
boys.
stand in the rain.
Love that mentality here. It is pouring. We just saw the band completely vacate their section. A minute 50 here. See if it's Green again. It is. Green off the right side gets a nice downfield block. Green, the 10, the 5, and Jaden Green inside the 5-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for the Wildcats.
Okay, and I want to say this again. The coaching staff to our right, does it matter to them to put up a 0? Yes, it absolutely does. There's a lot of pride with those players and those coaches. Same thing down there with Arvada West. They do not want to be shut out.
A minute 25, 1st and goal for the Cats. Here's Duacek. Trouble with the snap. It's picked up. Now it is by Cherry Creek. And there is a turnover forced by the Bruins, and the coaching staff, you just said it next to us, they are clapping, they're smiling. And, the wet football obviously causing that fumble there with Logan Duacek.
Yeah, that's one that, maybe years down the road, you play a game in the rain, you can look back and say, okay, I've got a little bit of experience in that kind of situation. But,
sure.
Right now that's a tough break for the Wildcats. But if you're Cherry Creek, boy, they are happy to get that shutout over a quality football team.
Man, they're knocking on the doorstep. Quite the drive there for A-West. Unfortunate that it ends up in the results in the turnover. As Cherry Creek lines up in victory formation.
That'll be the final snap of the game, Alex.
And, 42-0 will be our final score here from the NAC as the rain continues to do some numbers. And the last 3-4 minutes of this game, we got a steady downpour. And look how fast these guys are going through the handshake line. They want to get back to the locker rooms and into some dry space. So 42-0, your final here in the first game of this doubleheader. Any final takeaways, Miles, from this game, non-conference game?
Certainly, a lot of takeaways here. First of all, you have to be incredibly impressed with Cherry Creek, with Dave Logan. The way they run their program, you can just see from a bird's eye view exactly how well coached they are. Cherry Creek is a machine. They are incredibly good. They deserve to be the number 1 ranked team in Colorado. I was pretty darn impressed with the quarterback play from Brady Bodica in this one. And obviously we all know quarterback's the most important position on any football team, and they need Brady to be the best player he can be if they want to win number 5 in a row. So certainly impressed with Cherry Creek. They were as advertised. Look, for Arvada West, I do believe right now they may be a year ahead of schedule. This is a team that's going to keep coming as these young guys grow up. And for Brad Pyatt, once again, when you schedule Cherry Creek, you know this can be the ultimate result. Obviously, you hope for better. But you play a quality team like this so you can learn how to get better and how to play those quality teams. So I think if you are Arvada West, you got to look at, okay, this was not our favorite Thursday afternoon, but there will be much brighter days ahead, and this kind of game can help them get better going forward.
So just one touchdown in the second half. Cherry Creek scores on their opening drive of the third quarter, and that was it for the scoring this afternoon. Coming up next for the Bruins, a big one next Friday at Regis Jesuit, 6:30 p.m. In a matchup of 2 top 10 teams. Regis Jesuit beating Valor in week 1. So that'll be another test for these Cherry Creek Bruins every single week. Target on their backs. And then Fossil Ridge for Arvada West next Friday as well. It'll be the final non-conference matchups before Arvada West gets going in the 5A Jeffco and Cherry Creek gets going in the 5A Centennial. So that's going to do it for us. Pomona, Fountain Fort, Karsten slated for 7:30 p.m. We'll keep an eye on the status of that one as it's in a steady, heavy rain right now. But that's going to do it for us here from the North Area Athletic Complex. Miles Dunklin, Alex Becker. Big thanks to Wayne Becker for all the great camera work this afternoon. And hope you guys can join us again on the Neighborhood Sports Network. But until then, good night.